Ronnie, for some reason, you're not muted.
Can you hear me right now?
Yes.
I don't know. Welcome in, everyone, earlier than expected. Every man, woman, and child within the sound of my voice. Hey, yo. Hey, yo.
Hey-yo.
Yes, I am back. I am back by the grace of Quanation Productions. They insisted, after a generous donation to the program, that I be brought back as co-host of the program. So grateful for that. Still confused, with whatever went on Monday's show, but here we are, and just hope for the best. Tyler, how are you doing on this Wednesday evening?
Not doing too bad. Just living, kind of looking forward to the weekend. Obviously, a lot of football coming up. Kind of little thin today. Little thin in the news in the news in the sports world today. Obviously, everybody else knows what else is going on. We're not going to talk about that here. That's not what we're here for. But no, all in all, not doing too bad. Ronnie, how you doing today?
Doing pretty well. Got a chance to get out to one of my favorite golf courses down here, National City Golf Course, National City Muni. $10 a round, 9 holes.
There you go. There you go.
My kind of people, my kind of place. T-shirt, no problem. They don't even blink at it. You just walk out there, no worries.
No, they don't care about the pants. You just go T-shirt, no pants. As long as you got a shirt, that's all that matters.
I mean, I feel like it's within the realm of possibility.
Sure.
Within the last, 4 times I was there, it caught on fire. So it's kind of a free-for-all out there. But that's the kind of place, I like to be on the edge. I like to.
Right. Oh, yeah.
Like, golf is not really that extreme, but, just to feel alive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. For sure.
You go down to National City, you'll feel alive. But good day. Good day off from work. Don't really have any more days off until I think the week from this Saturday. So nice to enjoy, what I can get in that respect. And again, we're not going to harp on it at all. Just want to say, everybody just chill out, please. Can we not? Can we not? We don't need it. We don't need it. 2020 sucked ass. We don't need it.
Yeah.
But, here we are. But other than that, doing great. Minus the bullshit, life's great.
That's that's definitely that's been I think everybody's motto for the last year or so. Minus the bullshit, life's great.
And one thing that I did want to bring up, just off top, I don't know if I have it put in here. I do. All right. So we are rounding the quarter on 20,000 views.
Ooh.
We are currently sitting at 19,429 views. So let's get that push. Let's get over the top. Let's get to the 20. I don't know if I'm willing to commit to wearing a suit again, but I might. I don't know.
Look, it's a little bit colder now. This is a little bit better thought out than when we try to do it in the middle of freaking summer.
Yeah, I mean, that was, it was a landmark, but it wasn't ideal weather-wise to do that. No. But I'm happy we did. Don't get me wrong.
Oh yeah.
But we can probably pump something out for you guys.
Figure something
20,000 wise, but let's get over the hump here. Let's get us to 20 and let us figure it out. I mean, it's on you. Really, it's up to you.
That's right. Yeah, it's on you guys to make us, I don't know, put in a little extra effort.
Which we are always willing to do
Of
for
course,
better or worse.
of course.
Um, one other thing, just as like a side note thing, Cease coming in with a ticket here. Got the Bears on a $5 straight bet to win
Ooh,
the Super Bowl,
respect.
which would pay out $380.
Hey,
I
gotta love
once again have to remind you that every prognostication clearly entertainment purposes only, but
it. Please believe that.
please, but you know what? I'm all in. I think football team is probably my sentimental pick, but probably don't really have a chance. I mean, but maybe. I mean, Chase Young wants to smoke. Let him tackle Brady a couple times. But if they wash out Bears, I'm all in. These. Um, we support you 100%. If they win and they advance, probably expecting you to come on at some point. I mean, just throwing that out there, but that's up to you. That's between you and God.
Hey, look, I'm all for the throw in a couple bucks on just a ridiculous bet that let's not kid ourselves, probably not going to happen. Look, obviously the bets that Ryan and I both placed on the Jets during the
All
course of the season.
ridiculous.
Yeah, so I'm all for it. I mean, whatever. If you got the $5, go ahead, throw it. You could spend it on worse things, I suppose.
Well, I mean, kind of, but kind of not. Like, throw it up there, dude. Let's see what happens.
Yeah,
Tyler put $10 down to win $99,000.
it's
That's the
true.
kind of commitment we're looking for here
That's
on the
true.
program.
Yeah, I could have just taken that $10 and lit it on fire. It would have been the same result, but it's all good.
And one other thing I do have to mention here, we have a new sponsor to the program due to his generous gift, Mr. Chris Kwan. Yes, I will show that there.
Yep.
Tyler and I were both a little nervous to break the seal on the pack.
Still sealed. Still sealed.
For a resale value. But call it what it is. But thank you. And he was a driving force in getting me back on the program. So
yes, the CEO of Quan Nation Productions, Mr. Chris Quan. Thank you very much.
Yes.
Well, now that we got all the admin out of the way, let's get into the sports. I'm actually glad that you had mentioned Chase Young a minute ago. I guess we could just jump into the light NFL news we've had over the last couple days. First thing I did see was actually Chase Young doubled down on when asked about his recent "I want Tom" comments, which look, man, that Washington D line, it's going to be a problem. Brady can't move. Hopefully his offensive line can have the game of their life because, that Washington D line is serious. And Chase Young could definitely be in Tom's grill all day. That's for sure.
I completely agree. I mean, whatever backlash that he's facing about this, it's like, all right, well, Tampa, obviously a better team. So
Sure.
there's many other ways they're going to win the game. But Young is a beast, dude. I mean, there's no way, like, you can't disguise the fact that this guy is just an animal. Like, especially the last, like, month of the season, the stuff that he's done, I'm like, all right, yes, this was a worth. Also, when you're looking at, the disaster that was, and we hope that he recovers, finds a job as a backup. I don't know, Haskins, but that was one it was like a stone cold, like, all right, you hit it, you got the guy. This guy is a bona fide NFL player, no problem, no questions asked. I think he's going to get, his licks in, but I don't know if that's enough to win the game. But look, if football team wins that game, that's my team all the way through the playoffs. If
There
they
you go.
don't win that game, Bears because of Cease.
I like it. I like it. Yeah, I mean, look, we'll get into more of a preview come Friday for the NFL weekend. But again, Washington may not lose. Chase Young, he'll probably still feast. But yeah, like I just thought it was funny. People were asking about like he made the comments, and you expect him to just be like, "Oh no, I was just playing." Like, no, of course he's gonna like double down on those comments during the week. I mean, afterwards, of course, he'll give Brady his props, maybe. But
You know what I forgot about too, and I didn't even like. This is Haskins related now,
okay.
so I just completely forgot about it. But the first game that he won, and then he was not there for the kneel down for the victory formation because he was taking a selfie in the crowd. I was like, oh yeah, I forgot about that. God. Somebody come help this man. Get your life together, bro.
I completely forgot about that.
I saw that yesterday. I was like, oh yeah, he did do that.
He did do that, yeah. I completely forgot about that.
Like everything has been just like pointing to where you're at right now.
There was
So,
just lots of red flags on the way, just tons of red flags.
look, he's an athletic and somewhat valued, young man. He can get his life back together. He can get his pro career back together. But in the face of everything that happened with his, they just cut him. The strip club. We'll move past that. But yeah, like people are just dragging these things up. Like, oh yeah, he did do that.
I completely forgot about that.
Man, kind of awkward. But you know what? I wish him the best. There's still time. There's still time.
Still time. That's right. You're still a young man. But
You're
so
still a young man.
That's right.
Baby.
But in other football news, and I guess we could actually tie both the college and pros together since it's occurring in the same state. We do, of course, have COVID concerns with the Cleveland Browns, who it was announced that their head coach, Kevin Stefanski, plus two other coaches, plus two players, all have tested positive for COVID, which could make them not able to be there for their playoff game, which that would obviously be a pretty big blow. This isn't like the Browns aren't like Alabama. They're not the well-oiled machine that
Right.
If Saban's not there, it'll still be okay. Like, I don't know if they'll be okay. I mean, we'll see what happens, obviously, but that could be disastrous. And then also in the same state of Ohio, there are COVID concerns about within the Buckeyes with some players and personnel not being able to possibly make the championship game. As of right now, as far as we know, both teams are still saying we're going to play on the 11th, which would be next Monday. But there have been talks of possibly pushing it back to the 18th, 2 weeks from now. So, going to be kind of interesting. Obviously, keeping your ears out there to listen to what's going on with the news with both the college and pro postseason issues.
I think even we see the NFL pushing through. Somehow they got to this point. There was no games canceled. I mean, yes, we had weird like afternoon games in the middle of the week, whatever. But
Yes.
they fulfilled every game on the schedule so far to this point. But in college, the money involved and really anyone just kind of posing semi-threat to Alabama, I think the possibility is very real that this would get pushed back. As Tyler said, there's no plan for that in place at this point, but don't be surprised if that does happen.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, all the reports so far as both teams say, look, we're still pushing for the 11th. We think everything will be, we'll still go there. It wouldn't shock me if it did get if there were still some reported outbreaks and the Buckeyes are missing a big chunk of players, like an entire an entire position's worth of like all their secondary, whatever. I think it would behoove them to push them back at that point in time. I don't know if they have any contingency plans. Like, okay, we pushed it back 1 week. Like, what can we do now? But again, we'll see what happens. As right now, it seems like they're going to go forward for Monday. But this is, as all COVID news has been for the last year, it's a very fluid situation.
It is a fluid situation. That's probably the ultimate response you can get from any league, team, whatever. Like, it's very fluid. So, especially, I mean, I just don't think the college football playoff, basically, like the TV networks, the schools that are always involved, are really the ones running this. So I don't think they're gonna nope, we're doing it. And even if they don't have their best quarterback, they don't have their wide receivers, they don't have probably not going to happen. You would probably see that game get pushed back, but I don't know. We'll wait and see.
I see Nick actually just dropped a question for us here. The COVID protocol for the NFL games. Look, they could push back regular season games. They could mix and match. I don't think they're going to do that with postseason. I think postseason is just like, look, if your players can't play, then that just sucks for you. Like, these are playoff games. We can't just put they're not going to push a playoff game to a Tuesday afternoon. That's just not going to happen. They got the big game on Nickelodeon. Nickelodeon's not going to want them to push that back. Nickelodeon's got iCarly blocked off or whatever show they've got going. I don't think they're going to reschedule anything. I think it's just like, look, you guys can't play. It sucks for you.
Yeah, I don't think we're going to see any of the rescheduled, during the week kind of things for. I mean, especially NFL playoffs. Like, they want it on the weekend. It's going to be on the weekend. There's no. That's where all the TV eyes are. They're just going to make it happen. So college football, like, this is their one big showpiece, and that is more, flexible than the NFL playoffs. But especially being the last game, I mean, it's the only game left.
Right.
But as far as the NFL goes, I don't think you're going to see like any kind of we're pushing it back, like we're moving it a day back, we're 2 days back. Like, no, I think at this point they're happy they made it this far, and they're not going to really mess with the schedule at this point, unless like maybe a total outbreak where an entire team cannot play.
Yeah, exactly. All right, and then like I said earlier, it's pretty thin news day in the sports world. Kind of the only other thing I want to talk about, which I've been enjoying the last few weeks, but last night was the finale of the World Junior Hockey Championships, and suck it, Canada. U.S. wins 2-0. Beats them, take
Canada. If there's anything as Americans that we can feel proud about right now, is that we beat Canada at their own sport that they care, probably more about than anything. And the salt is coming in from north of the border. They're very upset. But suck it, Canada. I mean, we played your game, we beat your ass. Like, it's honestly a bright spot right now. Considering everything that's going on, I'm like, yes, dude. If there's anything to be proud of as an American, is that we punched Canada right straight firmly in the balls at their own sport that they care most about. And I'm loving to see it.
Yeah, it was just a really great performance from the U.S. They came out right off the bat, just punched Canada right in the mouth. Got in the lead up to the game, TSN, which is Canada's equivalent of ESPN, was basically, they'd already anointed Canada the gold medal. They were saying, is this the greatest World Juniors team Canada's ever had? I think I saw some stats that Canada did not trail at all during the entire tournament. They had not allowed a goal in a 5-on-5 situation. And then the U.S. comes out and scores in the first period, scores in the second period. Spencer Knight between the pipes, just absolutely shutting them out, which that is actually the first time Canada has been shut out in a gold medal game. Um, Trevor Zegras, future Duck, Trevor Zegras, named the MVP. He had 7 goals, 11 assists through the tournament. He had 1 goal, 1 assist yesterday. And actually, this stat makes me laugh too. Is in the last 4 gold medal games between the U.S. and Canada, U.S. is 4-0, baby.
Gotta love it. Gotta love it. I mean, it's a harrowing time right now as far as a national team fan. Soccer, we're coming up. Olympics next summer. We'll probably
This summer. This
beat
summer.
well this summer, but we still gotta wait to get there.
Yeah, ways to go. That is true.
Probably smoke everyone in that, or for the most part. But hockey holds a special place, and especially if you beat Canada, because as I said, that's all they care about, and they're high and mighty, and we just kicked their ass. So very proud of the boys right there. Love to see it. Love to see it.
Yeah, it's great. If you go on to, I would actually say the Reddit crowd after the game has been pretty good. Kind of before the game, I showed Ronnie there was a compilation of posts of after the U.S. got into the finals, a lot of Canadian fans saying well done on your silver medal, blah blah blah. But if you go on Twitter and kind of look up any posts about U.S. winning this, it is nothing but salty Canadian fans, which warms my heart. Just again. Gotta absolutely love going up to Canada as well and beating them on their home turf. That is absolutely well done, boys. Again, as a Ducks fan, I'm excited to see what Zegras does this upcoming season. I know he's on the training camp roster. I hope he's on the main roster, but that I guess we'll find that out next week.
I feel like for the Ducks, anyone with any kind of glimpse of NHL talent is on that roster.
That's
because
true.
We need help. But
yeah, Ducks are not good.
I just, I really like to savor the flavor of beating the hell out of Canada in the only sport they care about. So just one, like I said, one little bright spot to. No, you know what? I'm going to put this comment up, but I disagree with it. Taking that Honda division.
The Honda division. Oh, God.
You know what, Justin? Brace yourself because we need you to come on and defend that standpoint on the Canada Steak Burger Celebrity Hotline. We are bringing into the program No ID Justin. Welcome in. Good to see you and bad to see you. How are you doing?
Former co-host of the show, Justin.
Yeah, I'm here on bad circumstances. I'm glad. I'm glad some beneficiary.
It's fine.
You guys. I fill in for a show. I do my diligence. I try and support the sponsors and the fans. And here I am, not holding a sweet ass commemorative World Series card set. So, what can I say? Glad you're back, buddy. And in terms of my last comment,
that's kind of the life of the interim guy.
really,
interim coach. It's tough.
Yeah,
interim host,
yeah.
interim coach.
And that's the thing, I thought the team had produced enough in the head coach's absence that I had secured a permanent position. But alas, hopefully I did enough in the interview process, and I can get a couple more offers in the off season here because there's a Black Monday once a year, my friends. Who knows where we'll be at this time next year. And in terms of my last comment, I know the Kings are in full rebuild. I just wanted a reason to say Honda division, which I find supremely hilarious.
All the sponsored divisions this year. That's
great.
I
think the other ones like Scotch or something like that.
Scotia.
Right.
Scotia.
Yeah, I didn't know who they were, and then I realized, dude, I bought a sweet cell phone mount for my car from those guys. So
there you go.
Props to them. And then what were the other two? Were like banks or something, I think. So
I think one of them was another car company. I think I don't remember.
Yeah, it's cool. I get it. I would have been interested to see. I wonder how many alcohol sponsors were at least throwing offers. Because I harken back to our Winston Cup days of NASCAR, where alcohol sponsors were not only allowed but welcome. But
Encouraged, yes.
yeah, exactly. So
Well, look, maybe whichever division in hockey has the most fights, they can change that to like the Twisted Tea division. Maybe we can do that.
I mean, the way society's going, you and I both know it's going to be like the truly hard seltzer division, or
for sure.
something like the White Claw division.
The Mickey's division,
Nobody, man,
the King Cobra division.
It's tough to compete in that White Claw South,
Hey,
man. Let me tell you.
If you make it out of that White Claw division, you're bona fide,
yeah,
dude. I mean, that's
for sure.
That's the truth.
Every night, just tooth and nail. I mean, that's hard living.
Yeah, no, I was intrigued though that they went that route. I mean, I think it's, kudos to whoever came up with the idea. You're trying to salvage some of that money you lost, with no fans and no revenue. So if you can get some extra money, hell, sell your divisions, bro. Why do we need the NFC East? Like the NFC East should be sponsored by like Miracle Whip or something like that,
Yeah.
Like
Depends. Miracle Whip.
Yeah.
Just more like down on your luck. Like,
honestly,
the unsavory kind of brands, like they're brands, but it's like something you want to attach to that. Just like,
they're sponsored by the vodka. They're sponsored by the vodka. Brand. It doesn't have an actual name. It just says vodka on the label. That's
the Kirkland brand, right? That you get at Costco there, the Kirkland brand vodka.
It could be that, yeah. I was thinking like the stuff in Albertsons. It's in a plastic bottle on the fucking bottom.
No, dude, Jerry Jones would have the NFC. It'd be the Propecia NFC East or something like that. Like he'd be all over that, dude. He's getting on that. There's no way you don't take out of that man's pockets, that's for sure. So
true words.
Yeah, no, the hockey thing was cool though. I'm glad you guys actually made note of that because it is, it's our sport now, bro. What are you talking about? We might as well have invented it at this point.
That's right.
We're running it. It's also, I mean, especially in a awkward and shitty time, especially after today. I'm not going to get into it, but hey, we punch you in the face in your own sport, so suck on that, Canada.
I actually
sit back and judge us all you want, but how about that?
I saw a great comment actually from a Canadian fan who took it on the chin pretty well. They said, "I can guarantee this will be the last time in 4.5 months a U.S. team beats a Canadian team," which I thought I was like, "Oh, that's right. Canada has their own fucking division in hockey this year."
They do, yeah. They do.
Well said. Touche.
They do.
I got us on the semantics.
Yeah. I think that's going to be interesting to see how the season plays out too, just with them, just having a whole different set of guidelines and rules up there. You know what I mean? Like everybody in the 3 divisions down here is going to be, dealing with their own circumstances instead of, ever-changing guidelines and things. But I think the guys up north are going to be pretty set. So that might, obviously they're going to be playing each other. So record-wise, it's you're probably not going to see it as much. But I'm interested to see what it looks like when they do get to whatever postseason we have or we're allowed to put together. I'm interested to see how the Canadian teams are in regards to, the United States teams and how guys have been drained throughout the year. Because I'm sure, I'm sure it's going to be more taxing on certain teams than it is on others,
Yeah, I mean, that is an interesting point because, hopefully by the time they get to the playoffs, stuff's cleared up and, we don't have to worry about, 14-day quarantines by going over international borders, whatever. But yeah, that brings up a good point. It's like if that quarantine, if it isn't any better, how are they going to handle that? Because you have to quarantine for 14 days if you go across the Canadian border. So how would that play out? I don't know. Unless they do a bubble again, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, and that stuff going on in Cleveland, it's like, we're basketball fans as well. I know for you, it wasn't, your team was not quite as involved in the bubble scenario, but you were watching the basketball playoffs.
They were there for a little bit, then they left.
The fact that those guys were able to execute and get that done, and I think at one point where they got to the later rounds, there was a thing where they let players bring in family members into the bubble, people that had already been screened and quarantined. I mean, there wasn't a single outbreak that whole time. And I understand it's smaller roster sizes, smaller personnel sizes, but it's hard to wrap your head around. You look at a team like the Cleveland Browns, dude, really? You guys couldn't just fucking figure out a way to not fucking bring in 3 separate strands of this shit into your building? Like, I don't understand. So, and yeah, it's silver lining. It's a built-in excuse, like if and when they do get boat raced, they have that to hang their hat on. So,
And I would hate. I mean, I feel like the inevitable is coming. I mean, their prize for beating the Steelers with their backups was playing the Steelers in Pittsburgh, and they're probably going to lose. And now, all this stuff comes out. But I mean, I'm hoping for the best. I'm hoping they just don't get killed. Like, if it's a
yeah,
good game, I'm down.
I
I'm
mean,
not really optimistic about them winning that game, but who knows? I mean, 2020 and 2021 now is insanely weird. So
yeah,
anything can happen. But just funny that they had to beat them to get into the playoffs and then play them. I keep circling back to that. Like, oh man, how's it gonna work out though? But the Steelers, I mean, they kind of all over the place.
that
Got a bunch of receivers that can't catch. So
one of those scenarios happened. It's one of my fondest memories as an adult Dallas Cowboys fan. Was Tony Romo actually one of his only playoff wins, if I'm not mistaken. But Dallas actually, that was the year that we beat them. We beat Donovan McNabb's Eagles Week 17 to win the division. That game was for the division winner, and then the loser had to travel the next week to play that team. That's the way the seeding worked out. So we actually beat them back-to-back weeks, and that was the end of McNabb and Philly after that. But yeah, it is weird to see that. And I mean, if you ask me, I thought Ben Roethlisberger had his best game of the year, arguably, in that game when they were playing back, the week prior. You know what I mean? Like that.
Yeah, yeah.
He had a great game. I think he was almost 400 yards or something, no turnovers. So if he's right, they're just gonna boat race him, dude. I don't see a way that Cleveland can just keep running the ball for if they keep the game close. Because if Ben's throwing that way and they're just having, you can't imagine that there's not going to be communication issues, man. It's not like they're just missing Stefanski. Like, I think they're missing like their offensive coordinator or some quarterbacks coach.
Yeah, it's two other
yeah,
coaches. I don't remember
Yeah, it's like a
which ones.
bevy of dudes. They're missing their best O lineman. You know what I mean? And it's like, or TJ Watt's probably just licking his chops right now. So it's just, I don't see a scenario where Cleveland can win this game. But yeah, there's always that chance. And if they do, God help the Pittsburgh fans on Twitter, man. It's gonna be brutal. Like if Pittsburgh loses that game, man. Yeah, I know
can't
what Ronnie's
wait.
pulling for you. I know.
That's all I'm hoping for.
Yeah, I can
Beyond,
imagine.
if tomorrow was the draft, ready for the Raiders to make that pick. But I really hate the Steelers. I hate them so much. I hate them so much from the pit of my stomach. I can't tolerate it.
You hated them before this year, and then they cost you money this year. So yeah, I
Yes,
could
and
definitely see
that
your.
just doubled, tripled
Yeah.
down on how much I should have hated them when I made that bet. I should have
Do
never
you hate
included them.
them right now in this moment? Do you hate them more or less than the Los Angeles Rams?
Yes,
Ooh.
yes. Because the Jets would probably have won a game at some point. Maybe not, but the Rams, yes, they nutted. There was no reason for them to lose that game. But me and the Steelers, it's just kind of like it's a misunderstanding. I mean, it's on site. It's like it's never gonna go away. It's never gonna be peace. There's no love
Furniture going to
there.
be moved every time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's no settling of that ever in my life. Like all the unpleasantries between the Raiders and the Steelers happened before I was born, but I know enough about it, and I know enough about the Steelers and their fans in my lifetime to know, like, yes, your instinct was right. Like, you should hate them. So I
Yeah.
hate them more. I hate them more than I ever have. But the Rams, annoying, but yeah. Steelers, go to hell.
Steelers are like that one team where like I pretty much feel that there's any team in the NFL that you could name, and there's probably like a dude or two throughout my lifetime where I've been like, oh, that guy's cool. I like that guy. He played for that team, whatever the team may be. There's not one guy from the Steelers where I'm like, man, that guy was cool. I mean, people say Polamalu, man, you know what I mean?
I
Like that's
might,
whatever.
yeah, that was gonna be my maybe. Like
But I
Polamalu
mean,
seemed like a dude.
Well,
But-
Ronnie, how are you not going to support Jay Puzzi? You're a Bakersfield boy. Come on now.
yeah, no,
Well,
see,
yeah, they shot
then
me
when
in
I
Denver.
start-
They shot me in Denver.
when I start thinking of all the all the terrible Steelers, I don't like Big Ben. I never liked Antonio Brown. I never liked Le'Veon Bell. Can't stand Hines Ward. I don't like Franco Harris. I don't like any of
Jerome
those
Bettis?
guys. You know what I mean? No Jerome Bettis. Get the
No Jerome
bus out of
Bettis?
here, man. No. It's just that there's not a single player from that franchise where I'm like, man, and credit to them. Sixburg, whatever the hell they want to call themselves with their, Super Bowl trophies, and Mike Tomlin's giant eyeballs, that's fine. But
Hey, I do like Tomlin. I like Tomlin.
yeah, that might be it. That might be.
Yeah,
And how's
Tomlin's
that?
a good
Like their head coach is the only guy I ever liked. I hate Terry Bradshaw, dude. I can't stand Terry Bradshaw. Like
I'm not even
the Steelers.
look as far as the Steelers go. There is definitely a part rooted in jealousy because
No, there's not.
kind of though. Like I'm a Raider fan, so bear with me here. We can't figure anything out. The Steelers, they get bad for 3 years. They always come back.
Yeah.
It seems like man, I wish my team was kind of run like that. I hate them, but they are always there. All right, but yeah, I just hate the Steelers. Jealousy, whatever it is, I don't care. I just hate them. Can't deal with it.
This is the Steeler hating show of record for those of you watching at home.
There we go.
100%.
There it is.
100%. Those fools
Not
cost
like the
me
Steelers around
$430 this year.
Yeah.
So don't even worry about that. I mean, it was already, set in stone that I hate those fools. But,
Yeah.
whoo! You know what? I don't want to dwell on the past. We're moving forward. 2021.
No, yeah, keep emotions in check. I don't want you getting removed from the show again, man. I can't.
Not again. Yeah, I can't. Yeah.
I'm
Well,
hungry. I wanna
thankfully,
eat,
a generous benefactor came in with his sponsorship and, allowed me back on the show. In fact, insisted upon my return to the show. But
Yeah, that's part of the terms of conditions of the sponsorship.
Is that Beaston in the chat trying to give me shit because I'm ripping on the Steelers? You know I hate the Steelers, bro. Take one of those Super Bowl trophies away. Remember when we used to be even? Screw those guys.
Comment back because are you really a Steelers fan?
I don't
You're
think
a
he's
Cardinals
Steelers
fan?
No,
I tolerate
don't think
you.
so.
Even in the face of that. If you're a Steelers fan, I don't know if we can be friends anymore.
I
don't
know that's gonna hurt. Don't tell me if he is because I like the guy a lot, man. I love Beaston. I don't want to find out he's a Steelers fan. It's gonna break my heart.
Just
everybody has their flaws though.
Yeah,
maybe that's
nobody's
his, dude.
perfect.
Maybe
Nobody's
that's his.
So there
Maybe
was
that's
one
it.
more. There was one more bit of news that came out today that I did want to get into. I know we haven't talked much about the NBA today, but there was some
Look, Tyler, for
unfortunate
getting it
news.
back on track.
Hey, I try. But there was
Someone
some bit of unfortunate news that came out today. The Orlando Magic's Markelle Fultz will be out for the rest of the season with a torn ACL. As a player where he was driving into the lane, and it basically, as soon as he hit the paint, he just hit the ground, grabbed his knee. Non-contact injuries are typically way worse than contact injuries, so he's going to be done for the year. You really got to feel for the guy, man. Just drafted really high, and it just hasn't really been working out. I mean, it's one thing if a guy gets drafted high, it just doesn't live up to the expectations because of his performance on court. That's one thing, but you hate to see something like this happen where somebody gets hurt, and that's that's something that could linger with them for the rest of their career.
I mean, at least he did get his money from Orlando. I know that doesn't offer him any comfort, at this moment in time, but I thought he did not get a fair shake in Philadelphia. And yes, Lonzo's got a weird jump shot. He had a weird jump shot too, whatever. But the guy's talented. I mean, Orlando saw fit to pay him the money he's worth probably at this point, and it just sucks. I mean, it does suck because you thought this was a guy that was like kind of all right. Well, he's going to have a to sort of revive his career out of the shadow of all the Philadelphia stuff, and yeah, it's kind of a bummer.
Sad, man. Sad. Like you said, very not much to add. Very talented dude. And you see that type of injury for a basketball player, it's tough to come back from. Shades of another man whose career was still very long and very successful, but not what it could have been. Who also wore an Orlando jersey, Mr. Grant Hill.
Yeah.
Look, ACL is a lot better than the dreaded microfracture in NBA terms. So there is, he's still a young man. Still a young man.
Someone's gonna keep.
Ooh, don't waste your time.
Tonight's show brought to you by Tower of Power.
Yes. But, yeah, ACL still better than the microfracture, but
it is.
Yeah, just a tough look. I mean, that microfracture is kind of like we're counting down. Like you got like 1 or 2 years left in the NBA. But he could bounce back. I mean, he's mid-20s probably, 25, 24, something like that.
Yeah, he's got to be on the lower side for sure.
But yeah, just one of those weird sort of early season. I mean, late season in this case for the NBA. Bummer injuries where you're just like, oh, this was the guy we were looking to see something from, and don't get to see it now because he's going to be laid up for the rest of the year. But I think he'll come back. I mean, really just wanted to see like this guy sort of thrive with he got the contract, like a team that trusts him enough to pay him. The talent is there, as me and Justin have said. Just sort of like cut his season short, which sucks, but I think he'll be back. It's not as bad as that freaking Amari Stoudemire microfracture.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and if it's crazy. They say some jump shooters, and some shooters, you have a leg injury, you can just lay there and work on that horrible jump shot form. Not to salt the guy here after the injury, but yeah, you are right. He has a very odd shooting motion. So
a lot of time to lay on your back and work on the release.
That's right, dude. That's right. Get that work in. Get that work in. That ceiling should be nice and stained with the basketball bouncing off of it.
Sorry, I was just checking the box score of my Kings game. Looks like Marvin Bagley's actually decided to show up to play after his dad started raising hell on Twitter. Got a double-double just coming out of halftime. So nice to see he's actually showing up.
He's motivated.
Yeah, that'll happen. Sometimes it just takes your old man,
Takes your old man to go on Twitter and say, trade my son, he's being misused when he goes 1 for 9.
Yeah.
You're just not using him the right way. Like,
it's
you
like
don't
trade
understand.
your son. Trade your son. He's misusing the basketball. That's what's happening. You can't be doing that, man. 1 for 9. You're misusing the basketball.
Yeah, that's been a whole thing with his dad, and like screaming at the Kings franchise. And I guess De'Aaron Fox's dad clapped back at him.
I was gonna say, like, you guys are the Sacramento Kings, like, forget the ball boys. Are the Sacramento Kings the team of angry dads of record in the NBA?
I think so. Like, they are.
It seems like they are, because they could have had Luka, and then Vlade was like, I hated his dad, and they didn't draft him.
The Kings and dads, it just doesn't work out with the franchise and fathers.
You guys should trade for both the Ball brothers, dude. Get LeVar in there. Like, let's just dude, it would be like going to like a kids game, like a Little League game. You know what I mean? Like, you just have those dads on the sideline, and all three of them would fight each other every game. Like, it would.
That's the thing is that's exactly what it is. Because like I didn't know this, but Bagley's dad was his AAU coach. And their team was like their team was like 2-24 and Bagley got the ball like 90% of the time. So it was just like he was only there to make sure his son got numbers. So it's like,
That's all they're doing.
yeah, like, yeah, put him in. Like, at least, like, I'm not a huge fan of LeVar, but at least he can entertain people. Like, Bagley's dad's just a fucking angry piece of crap, apparently. I don't know.
Have you
Just
guys,
a troll without the entertainment value.
Yeah.
have you guys ever seen DeAndre Swift, running back for the Lions? Rookie running back?
Yeah.
Do yourself a Google search of DeAndre Swift's dad. That guy's
Isn't
kicking
that
the
like-
shit out of everybody's dad, bro. He is murdering everybody's dad.
So, isn't he the weightlifter?
Yeah.
Like yeah. I've seen pictures. He's freaking huge.
Yeah, that was one of my tweets early when DeAndre Swift, he dropped a would-be touchdown, like a game winner, week 1
That
or
was
2
against
or
the Vikings.
something.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I posted a picture of his dad like on the field, and I was just like, dude, just imagine you drop the game winner, and then imagine that's your dad, like that's
Right.
like,
That's the dad that you obey every command he ever gave you.
yeah, dude, he is a massive human being. Like I would be scared shitless for sure.
All right. Well, I don't have anything else in my notes. You guys got anything else you want to talk about with the 5 minutes we have left?
I'm just glad.
No, I
Ryan's
got
back.
nothing else. Thank you, Justin. Gracefully ceding, my hosting job back to me. It's been a weird time for all of us. Like, let's just be honest. But
It was weird, man. Black Monday kept popping up after you were gone. It was crazy, man. That thing really
Seriously.
happened.
yes, I know.
Seriously.
Jerry was going super active on the production. He was like, "Oh, it's my time to shine." He was like firing them off.
Jerry.
Yeah.
He we're still working it out, but it's more an easy piece now at this point.
It's an understanding.
We're working our way back to normalcy, but I just want to give a shout out to my dogs, USA. Suck it, Canada. It's the only sport you're good at and you care about, and we beat your ass. So
There we go.
Take that and hate all you want, but we got you.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for tuning in. Thank you, Justin, for coming on, as always.
American hockey rules.
You're the third man on the show. But stick around here on that. We'll be back Friday to talk about we'll preview the NFL playoffs, the national championship game.
The super wild card weekend.
Yes, the super wild card, the Nickelodeon game. I like some of the ideas just that you and I were throwing back and forth about, like, what should happen on that Nickelodeon broadcast.
Yeah, that was good stuff.
Yeah, like you said, like people getting gacked or whatever. Like I love it. I'm all
You
for
turn
it.
the ball over, you get slimed.
Yeah,
if your challenge
exactly.
fails, there's got to be.
Bring back Mike O'Malley to host it. Have Moira be the ref, like on
Mark
Guts.
Summers needs work.
Ooh, Mark Summers, yeah.
Where's
Summer Standard, she's out there somewhere. I know that. Like, yeah, let's bring them all back.
I double dare you to go for it on 4th and long.
All right, guys. Well, thank you so much for watching. We'll be back Friday. We love y'all. Keep tuning in. You guys know the deal. Keep the fire.
Keep firing.
As a buzzer,